Hello everyone, welcome back to another Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous video. In today's Camp Cretaceous video, we are going to be discussing where exactly is Bumpy and Toro during the events of Season 3, as we haven't seen them anywhere in any of the Season 3 trailers. Yes guys, I hope you are all having a fantastic day today. If you aren't, make sure you definitely have a fantastic day, because I really need you to. And by making my day fantastic, you can also press that subscribe button if you haven't yet done so and you love Camp Cretaceous. But today we are going to be discussing where's Bumpy, where is Toro? So it's safe to say that Bumpy is probably going to be left behind some way, shape or form. We can tell this by the start of the Season 3 trailer. We can see the kids are trying to leave the island via raft. A very similar concept to the concept images that we have of the kids building the raft. However, as you can tell, there is no Bumpy, so clearly they have made a decision to leave her behind, or maybe something else has happened to her. And it's kind of the same with Toro. Toro was, well, an antagonistic throughout most of the Season 1 and partial Season 2 as well, so it's clear to see that maybe he should return as well, because we all know that he definitely did not die by getting knocked over off the cliff by Bumpy and by Ben as well. But where are these two dinosaurs? So during the events of this video, I will be giving a background check on Bumpy and also Toro so we can try and uncover where they both are during the events of Season 3. For Bumpy's behaviour, as an infant, Bumpy imprinted on the first person she saw as her mother, which happened to be Ben in the genetics lab. Upon reuniting with Ben, Bumpy had experienced much growth, alternating between her herd and adopted parent during presence of the Indominus Rex. Bumpy later stumbles across Ben, finding his body on the jungle floor. The two spend time together, with Bumpy providing protection from the Compsognathus and even finding berries suitable for consumption. Ben soon tires of Bumpy always occupying his bed, which is also composed of large leaves, and vents his frustration out on her. The two later reunite when Bumpy saves her mother's life from near-death encounter with Toro. Bumpy now serves as a force to be reckoned with, providing protection to Ben and the fellow campers and making Hap very uncomfortable. So as it says there, and as we know so far, and also from what Dr. Wu has said, Bumpy is being put into a group of ankylosaurs before she reunited with Ben in the bush, when the kids were running away from the Indominus Rex, so it's clear that she was with a family herd. However, she definitely had Ben imprint on her a lot more than any of the remaining herd members, so she would love to have spent more time with Ben more than anything. So that is probably why she wanted to arrive. So why is Bumpy not anywhere to be seen in Season 3? Well, there are potential accounts that maybe Bumpy has died off, maybe she was killed by something because, you know, she's an adult ankylosaur, she can defend for herself now. So she will be getting into a lot of fights when the carnivores want to have food. So I don't doubt that there is a potential that Bumpy may be dead. However, nonetheless, we do have to take this into account. Bumpy is a natural dinosaur at the end of the day, and being brought up as a pet and a companion and, you know, just like guard animal for the kids, it doesn't really make too sense, and morally it's not great for them. So with this being said, you know, as the kids try to get off the island, there is a potential that there could be a scene where Ben has to say goodbye to Bumpy. Everyone has to say goodbye to Bumpy because they know that's the right thing. Obviously, you know, during the events of when E750 in the trailer attacked the group as well, Bumpy wasn't to be seen anywhere as well, which could mean that later down the line, again, she doesn't turn up anywhere. Maybe she might have a small cameo at the start of Season 3, or maybe during they just stumble across her, let's say, and be like, oh, it's Bumpy, how you doing, Bumpy? And then they reunite a little bit. Or again, you know, Bumpy could meet up at the end, fighting off E750 and saving the day yet again, like she did with Toro the Carnotaurus as well. So that is rather intriguing if that's going to be the case. But yes, I wouldn't be surprised if they had to say goodbye to Bumpy so they could get off the island. There's no way, it's just not logical to bring a massive heavy weighing ankylosaur onto the mainland. You know, firstly, it's a dinosaur on the mainland, doesn't sound good. It's a huge dinosaur, what are they going to find that will be able to float this dinosaur? And not only that, but they don't know how long they're going to be on the water for, let's be honest. So yes, my assumption is that Bumpy has been left behind so the kids can save themselves, and maybe she just managed to find her own group. She managed to find her old herd and she moved on with her life. So I don't think it's something for many people to worry about. However, I don't think this dinosaur is going to appear as often as she did in Season 2 and Season 1. So do prepare yourself for a lot less baby Bumpy and also normal Bumpy scenes as well during the events of Season 3. As for Toro, the last time we saw Toro was when she, or I believe it's a he actually, was knocked off the cliff by Bumpy whilst trying to defend Ben. However, this was taking place, you know, during the off-screen appearance of Season 1 and Season 2 as well. So do bear that in mind, as obviously there is potential for Toro to still be alive. You know, the fall doesn't really hurt the guy. And again, you know, this dinosaur has been through a hell of a lot of shit. So I don't think falling off a cliff would be anywhere near to being exploded by flammable barrels, for Christ's sake. So I think it's safe to say Toro is still alive. Toro was one of the many dinosaurs cloned by InGen and Masrani Global for exhibition in Jurassic World on Isla Nublar. However, at some point in his life, Toro became overly aggressive and had to be moved to a separate enclosure away from the guests. The day after the campers arrived at Camp Cretaceous, Toro stumbled upon and attacked Darius and Kenji when they broke into his pen. The pair managed to buy themselves some time by using Toro's inability to make sharp turns against himself, causing the animal to trip up before escaping from the paddock through a feeding cage. While attempting to reach Darius, Toro scraped his face on the metal of the cage, receiving a scar across his face. A few days later, the recently escaped Indominus Rex arrived at Toro's paddock. After engaging in a brief confrontation with the Carnotaurus, the Indominus Rex broke through the fence of Toro's paddock. However, the Indominus left without harming the Carnotaur, leaving Toro free to escape and roam the park. Toro later encountered Darius and Kenji's group at the Mosasaur feeding show. He originally did not notice them and was playing with a barrel until Brooklyn, Kenji and Sammy bumped into each other. However, he was quickly distracted by Darius throwing a rock. Once he lost interest in the rock, Toro began sniffing the group out as they were climbing the stairs to the park's monorail, eventually becoming alerted to their presence when the monorail's automated greeting played. He then attacked them but kept tripping on the stairs, which eventually broke beneath his weight and sent the animal plummeting to the ground, allowing the kids to escape. Toro soon recovered from his fall and returned to Jurassic World Lagoon, scaring off camp counselors Dave and Roxy, who arrived to look for the lost campers. Later that night, Toro managed to find his way to the park's tunnel system, where he once again encountered and attacked Darius' group, eventually losing them in some vents. He found them again after Darius and Yasmina attempted to break open a vent cover, breaking through one behind them in an attempt to get to Brooklyn, although the group eventually managed to escape once they succeeded at breaking the cover in front of them. Toro quickly relocated them, however, and resumed his attack. Although he destroyed a trap set for his at first, he was lured into another one using compressed air tanks and a taser to light an explosion, heavily scarring and burning Toro in the process. Once he had recovered enough to stand, Toro glared down at Darius before limping away in defeat, exposing his multiple scars and burn marks. And during the events of Season 2, Toro had made a nest on a hill after he lost his battle with Darius. Ben and Bumpy later stumbled into his lair, which made Toro angry, and he chased them off a cliff. Later on, Ben came to fight Toro in order to face down his fears and drive off the theropod. Armed with a spear, Ben battled with and scratched Toro, only for Toro to bite Ben on his shoulder in retaliation. Before Toro could kill Ben, Bumpy appeared and hit Toro with her tail, saving her human companion. Working together, Bumpy and Ben finally defeated Toro when he fell off a cliff during the melee. While Toro wasn't killed by the fall, the Carnotaurus was gravely injured. Toro is mentioned a few times by Ben after the latter, and Bumpy reunites with the other campers. Again, Toro has been through a lot of shit during the Camp Cretaceous series, so it wouldn't even be a surprise if, you know, it only makes the cameo in Season 3, like just the random scene, you know, at the start of Season 2, where they had the little scenes about the Parasaur, the Ankylosaur, the Sinoceratops, Brachiosaurus, stuff like that. We could even see just Toro prowling about. And with the rumours being that Season 4 is going to happen in September time of this year, there is a possibility that maybe it's just going to be teasing Toro for Season 3, and Toro will be back in Season 4. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my sort of theory as to where Bumpy and Toro are. I was going to do separate videos for this, but I thought it made more sense to put them together. And obviously if you guys did enjoy today's video, make sure to smash that like button, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below of these two dinosaurs, and also subscribe if you are new. But in the meantime, like, comment and subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hello, hi, you. Did you enjoy the video? Just a little reminder to press that like button and also subscribe. I just want to thank my Patreons for this month on screen right here, as giving me that little extra support really does go a long way. But anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.